Do you want to know how to become a better parent? Well, I'll tell you what, we've got to be focusing on truths, not tricks. I'm Nicholeen Peck. I teach parenting and I teach family relationships, good communication skills, all through the lens of the principle self-government. In this video, we're going to be talking about vital truths that you can teach to your family. Good parenting should encourage a change of heart. In fact, when a person learns self-government or self-mastery, for the long term, that means that their condition of heart has changed. In order to help a person have a change of heart and have their hearts turn toward each other within the family, we cannot trick them. They immediately stop trusting any of the communication from somebody else. So we can't trick our children. It's manipulative. Sure, it may save time in the short run, but in the long run, it's going to create big family problems. So we can't be focusing on tricks. Many parents do. It's super common. What we need to do is we need to be prepared. We need to teach our children the skills that they need to successfully communicate so that we don't have to resort to manipulations. In this video, I'm going to talk about what some parents do and why it's not a good idea, and what we can do instead in order to lead our children toward vital truths. I'll be sharing with you some truths that most parents don't think of that can really change the tone and the interactions at your house. There are certain tricks that parents often try in order to try to facilitate change with their children. So one trick is just being straight up dishonest, lying to their children. That's obviously not a good one. But another one is nagging. Do you know when you nag your children, it actually makes it so that your children feel like they don't have to follow your instructions the first time. You're conditioning them that they don't have to do any thinking on their own. Also, that nagging makes it so that they take you less seriously. They think of you as kind of like the wah, 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 that noise in the room, like is in the Peanuts programs. We don't want to be that for our children. We want to make sure that we give them the opportunity to take responsibility for themselves. That means we've got to say no to nagging. Another trap that parents fall into that really does take their parenting on a negative spin is by engaging in all of the negative attention seeking that the children are doing. So when the children start negative attention seeking and, whining and complaining and talking back and litigating everything that you talk about in your house, you should not be talking back to any of that. You should not be engaging in those power struggles with them, because if you do, what happens is, again, they start thinking of you as an obstacle instead of as an authority. And we do have to maintain our parental authority in order to create function in our homes. Otherwise, we will be facilitating dysfunction, which hurts everyone. So let's talk about what truths parents can focus on in order to have integrity in their parenting and help their children have a change of heart. Now, all of these truths that I'm going to be talking about actually relate to the principle of self-government. So self-government means that a person can determine the cause and effect of any given situation, and that they possess a knowledge of their own behaviors so that they can control them. So what that means is that a person is able to evaluate themselves and make plans for their success. They also can self-correct. This may seem a little bit mature for you to think of your child as doing it, but you know what? They can do it. I've seen children do it for many, many years. Thousands of families have been teaching their children self-government. It's not a new idea. Even though it seems like it is, it's actually a pretty old historical idea. Usually people called it character development back in the old days. And they would say you need to have delayed gratification, persistence, those types of things, duty, honor. Those were things related to some of the skills of governing yourself. So let's talk about what types of truths we need to share with our children in this day and age so that they can have changes of heart, good character, and we can have good bonds in our family as well. Before I talk about these vital truths that you're not going to want to miss, leave me a comment about what other tricks you've noticed. I know we all see things that parents do, maybe even we analyze ourselves and know that we shouldn't be behaving in certain ways. Why don't you write down some things you've seen so that other people who watch this video have the opportunity of learning from your experience too. Truth number one, everyone has a choice. Many times we get entitled in our interactions with other people. The children need to know that they can choose choose to be happy. They can choose to interact with people in good ways. They get to make that choice. They can choose to be calm or to not be calm. They need to know that. That's a vital truth. It's actually life-changing. I learned that truth when I was 14 years old. I had a vice principal tell me that he chose to be happy every day because why would he choose to be any other way? That blew my mind. I didn't even think that was an option, that you could just choose happiness, but he did deliberately. So teach your children that the way they interact with other people, their emotions that they present are actually their choices. Now, of course, sometimes we get a feeling that's hard to deal with, but we can process it and make a plan for the most productive way to express it or emote that feeling so that we are making sure that we are not falling victim to emotions or habits that get us in trouble. Truth number 2, open communication is vital for good connection. Many parents nowadays are struggling with their children putting up emotional walls and not wanting to talk about a lot of things. In fact, parents tell me that this is happening at earlier and earlier ages. And this is concerning to me. I feel like it's probably because the parents have been worrying about let's get here, let's get here, let's get here, let's do this activity, and they become kind of a car family all the time. And so they don't have that time to just really discuss and just to be each other and to develop their own culture. So wise parents decide to deliberately determine what their family culture is going to be. And then they say no to other things outside of the family, even if it could look good on a college resume. They say, no, family comes first, because actually in the long run, that's what you need most is a good connection to family, not a portfolio. Children need to understand the role of mother, the role of father, and the role of child. I have a whole book about that. It's called Roles: The Secret to Family, Business, and Social Success. But just to be really short about the concept, a family that understands each other's roles and honors those roles is actually a functioning family. A family that does not understand each other's roles and doesn't honor those roles is actually a dysfunctional family. Dysfunction does not have to be our new definition of function. In fact, I know many families who are fully functioning because they understand roles and they maintain them. So, in a very simplistic way, what is the role of mother? Well, she's a teacher and a nurturer. What's the role of father? He's a protector and a teacher too. What is the role of child? Learner. More than anything else, learner. They're preparing for adulthood, so they're learning all the time. If the teachers don't teach, dysfunction results. If the learner doesn't learn, dysfunction results. Roles are that important. Your children need to understand those roles so that they aren't constantly trying to push against them. If children do not honor parental authority, then you can't teach them anything. Another truth that we need to teach our children is the truth of self-government, that it is possible to govern ourselves. If something happens to us that we don't like, we can make plans for the future so that we don't have to have the same situation occur again and again. If a person learns that they actually can govern themselves and change the trajectory of their life, this is empowering. It makes them feel like they can determine some things that might happen to them in the future. They'll become less passive, maybe even less anxious. Anxiety is a big problem in society today. We're at unhealthy levels. Everyone has a level of anxiety as a person, just normally. But our levels of anxiety have been increasing over the last number of years, and children are really suffering from this. In fact, it's starting to shut them down and even lead to things as serious as suicide. So we absolutely must get a handle on anxiety, which means we've got to teach the children that they can learn what it takes to control themselves, to govern themselves, so that no anxiety can take over their happiness anymore. This means we have to teach them skills. This leads me to another truth, which is that you can deliberately decide to learn the skills you need for success. You can accept a no answer. You can follow an instruction, disagree appropriately, accept consequences. You can self-correct, praise other people, and be grateful. There are so many skills we need for success. Probably one of my favorite skills is the skill of calmness. You can choose to be calm if you actually want to. And you can choose to have good communication with other people. These are just a few of the truths that children must know in order to have increased happiness in the world. In fact, these truths will change your culture and your family forever. They will make it so that all of your communication doesn't have to be about the bad behaviors anymore, but instead you can be talking about the meaningful things, the deep things, the things that will take your culture and your relationship to a new level. So, you might want to learn more then about self-government and some of these skills that I am talking about that I've just been mentioning here in this video. If you would like to learn more, there is a video I highly recommend going to next. It's a full class all about self-government skills and the tone and environment that you're going to create in your home to make sure that your children learn self-mastery. That video is called The Not So Known Secret to Parenting Success. Go ahead and click on the link to that video now, and I'll see you there.